Just after 6 in the morning, the best golfer in the world is in handcuffs, not on a golf course, not at the practice range. Face pressed against the asphalt of a street in Louisville, Kentucky. Police lights, barricades, blue and red flashing across his face. And in just a few hours, he is supposed to stand on the first tee of a major championship. This is not a movie. This is not fiction. This is May 17th, 2024. And it happened to Scottie Scheffler. Before we talk about that morning, we need to understand who Scottie Scheffler really is, because it is easy to reduce him to numbers. World ranking number 1, Masters champion, winner of multiple major titles. But that is not Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler is a man who says about himself, "Golf is third in my life. First comes faith, then family, then the sport." In a world where athletes sacrifice everything for their game, one of the greatest to ever walk a golf course says that golf is not the most important thing. His rise does not happen overnight. He was born in New Jersey in 1996, and when he was just 6 years old, his family moved to Dallas, Texas, so that he could chase this game. He played his college golf at the University of Texas. He turned professional, and in 2020, he was named the Tour's Rookie of the Year. He had already married Meredith, the girl he fell for back in high school. But for years, the biggest wins simply would not come. He played dozens of events on the PGA Tour without lifting a single trophy. He works, he doubts, he loses. Until the moment everything finally clicks. February 2022. The Waste Management Phoenix Open. His very first win on the PGA Tour sealed in a sudden death playoff against Patrick Cantlay. He does not thank his coach first, not his sponsor. He writes online that he is grateful to God, to his wife, and to his family. 3 weeks later, he wins again at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Then he wins the match play and climbs all the way to world number 1. And then, in April, he wins the Masters, beating Rory McIlroy by 3 shots. 4 wins in a single stretch of weeks. He becomes the first player since Arnold Palmer to win 4 times that early in a season. In the space of a single spring, he has gone from a man still chasing his first victory to the best golfer on the planet. And his caddy, Ted Scott, is not on his bag by accident. When Scottie reached out to him, he said almost exactly one thing. He wanted to work with a Christian, not the most experienced caddy, not the best resume on paper, a Christian. That one detail tells you almost everything you need to know about Scottie Scheffler. Then comes May 17th, 2024. Valhalla Golf Club, Louisville, Kentucky. Day 2 of the PGA Championship, one of the 4 major tournaments in golf, the holy grail of the sport. It is still dark when Scottie gets into his car. He is calm. He is focused. He knows his plan for the day. What he does not know is that an hour earlier, a shuttle bus has struck a man working at the tournament. The man, a worker in his 60s, is dead, and the scene outside the clubhouse has become almost indescribable. Police everywhere, barricades, hundreds of people all trying to enter the grounds at once. The entrance is sealed off. The arresting officer, a detective named Brian Gillis, has been out in the dark, directing traffic around the accident. As Scottie's car approaches the barricade, the scene is pure chaos. In the confusion, there is a misunderstanding. Scottie edges his car forward, and the officer, according to the official account, is dragged alongside the vehicle. In a matter of seconds, everything is decided. Handcuffs, the back of a police car, an arrest. He is taken to the county jail, fingerprinted, photographed for a mugshot, processed like anyone else who was arrested that morning. Scottie Scheffler, world number 1, Masters champion, a man of faith, is booked like a criminal. The charges are serious. 1 felony count of second-degree assault on a police officer, reckless driving, criminal mischief, and disregarding a traffic signal. If any of these charges stick, his entire career might be over. And now, listen carefully. Because what happens next is exactly what turns this man into a legend. Scottie Scheffler is sitting in a jail cell in Louisville. He stretches, he breathes, he prays. Later, at the press conference, he smiles and says that stretching in a jail cell was a first for him. But behind that smile is something most people will never understand. Scottie Scheffler does not panic. He does not call a lawyer to make it all disappear. He does not run to social media to defend himself. He waits. he believes he stays calm. Because he decided a long time ago what truly matters in his life: faith, family, and then golf. By the time he is released, it is already the middle of the morning, and the whole world has seen the photographs. He drives to the clubhouse, he changes his clothes, he walks to the first tee, and he plays golf. What happens next is one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of modern sport. Scottie Scheffler, the man who was in handcuffs just hours earlier, plays a round that goes straight into the history books. 5 under par, 66 strokes, one of the best rounds of the entire tournament. A round that moves him to 9 under par for the championship, right back into the heart of the leaderboard. Journalists wait for him afterward. They expect tears, they expect anger, they expect something, anything dramatic. What they get is Scottie Scheffler, calm, smiling, almost amused. He admits that his head is still spinning, that he cannot really explain what happened that morning, and that he simply tried to focus on the only thing he could control: the golf. The room is stunned. The media does not know what to do with it, because the system had tried everything to break this man, and he refused to break. This is where Scottie Scheffler's story becomes far more than a sports story. We live in a time where athletes are placed on pedestals and then systematically knocked off them. The media looks for the weakness. The system waits for the moment the hero finally becomes human. On May 17th, 2024, the system had its moment. But Scottie Scheffler understood something most of us have forgotten. Your identity is not what is written on a police report. Your identity is not your world ranking. Your identity is what you believe, when nothing else is working. On May 29th, 2024, all of the charges against Scottie Scheffler are dropped. The county attorney himself moves to dismiss them, saying the evidence simply does not support the case. But that is not the end of the story. The end of the story is this: the best golfer in the world stands in a jail cell. He stretches, he prays, and then he walks out and plays the golf of his life. That is Scottie Scheffler. Sometimes life delivers moments bigger than any fiction. Scottie Scheffler could have broken down. He could have quit. He would have had the perfect excuse if he had played badly that day. But he played. Because golf is third in his life, and the second, his family was waiting for him at the 18th hole. There are athletes who live for the sport, and there are athletes who use the sport to show the world who they really are. Scottie Scheffler is the second kind, and the months that follow only prove the point. That same year, 2024, becomes one of the most dominant seasons that modern golf has ever seen. 7 wins on the PGA Tour, a second Masters title, and just months after the arrest, an Olympic gold medal in Paris, making him the first man ever to win Olympic gold and a major in the very same year. And that is exactly why he is the best golfer in the world. If stories like this one move you, the stories behind the headlines, behind the statistics, behind the trophies, then you are in exactly the right place. Subscribe to Sports Frame, because this is the only place where these stories get told. We will see you in the next video.